Hi, everybody. My name's Jenny, and I'm the Executive Director to Muscle and Fitness. And I'm so excited to be here at our first AltBev conference. And so, just to go into it a bit more, our audience itself are looking for those world performance notes. They're looking for a drink to pick up, and they'll see, clean, they'll see performance, they'll see functional. And they're really not buying a vibe anymore. They're buying results. And so we're here to get in between all of that. And here joining me today is some of the industry experts that you guys have to hear from. We have Dur's very own Nico joining us. Give it up for Nico. As well as no other AMASS Brands Senior Vice President Alexandra also joining us. And everyone's favorite integration coach, we have Jessica. Thanks for coming. All right, so just to jump into it, I'm going to kick it off to you, Jess. As a previous bartender and now going on 2 years sober, is that right?
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what beverage claims were you looking for when you started off this sobriety journey?
So when I started my sobriety journey, I was looking for if it had a claim, it actually is going to deliver on that promise, right? Like if it says it's going to chill you out, relax you, uplift you, that you're going to actually get that from the drink. I tried so many different drinks and some of them really missed the mark and then some of them were really great and I'm still drinking them today. So I think if you're going to put that label or make that promise, you have to deliver.
And Nico, that's 11 years for you as well,
Yeah,
right?
11 years in January.
That's a big deal.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
Hey, I'm not a sober person,
Right.
right?
We're,
I don't know if any of us
is
really
it still
are.
a California sober? Is that still the proper term for this?
I guess that's what they say. I live here, so I'm Florida sober.
Right.
But yeah, 11 years in January. And I found Kratom, the plant, a couple years after I got sober from alcohol. And it really changed my life and opened a lot of doors. And I grew up in bars in Chicago around alcohol. I definitely come from the world of alcohol. And I never understood why Kratom wasn't really marketed as a true alternative. And had been dreaming about beer, wine, and liquor, non-alcoholic, Kratom infused and fueled for years. And we just launched our last September.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
There's a psychological aspect behind this. And so when people go into purchasing an alternative beverage, they're not only looking for health benefits and all that good stuff, there's also that exchange of goods that they're looking for. You seem to have found that too as well, Alexandra?
No, absolutely. Just for context, AMASS Brands Group, we actually have a portfolio of different beverages, everything from spirits, wine, traditional alc, to non-alcoholic wines, to THC cocktails. So we really kind of run the full spectrum of kind of adult social beverages. But what I would say on that is, yes, people are looking oftentimes for kind of a feeling, but more than anything else, it's really, kind of more emotional than it is physiological, I would say. And that's been a really interesting learning for us. Right now, our fastest growing brand is actually a completely non-functional, non-alcoholic wine. And I think what's really, insightful about that is the fact that people are really looking to replace a ritual rather than a feeling in that instance. That said, we do have alcohol alternatives like THC beverages that do deliver on a feeling. But even in those instances, we're still seeing that what people love most about the product is actually the occasion. They're like, I like on an evening having something delicious with my partner. It's less about, feeling some type of effect for them, and it's more about replicating that occasion.
And the social aspect too.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I wanted to piggyback off that too, as someone who is a decade behind the bar, is most of these bars aren't even carrying the alternatives with the adaptogens or THC or whatever. They're carrying the non-alcoholic beer and wine. And so if you're someone who's at a networking event or happy hour or something, you can then still have a wine and feel included without having to sacrifice maybe not wanting to drink that night.
Exactly. Pregnant women, huge.
Big market.
No hangovers.
That's a great sell.
Yeah.
It is a great sell. When it comes to the actual product itself, labels aren't going to go anywhere. And so we have to manage and market correctly per that audience. Like, tell me, is it true? Like, could a pregnant woman drink Kratom? Is that the route that we would encourage?
No.
So it does matter.
It does matter. Do I know pregnant women that drink Kratom and babies come out just fine? Yes, but it definitely says on this can, do not drink if you are pregnant, right?
So what labels, and this goes for all of you, what labels would you lead to when it comes on that can? What's the first thing that you would place on it? Is it clean? Is it functional? Is it hydrating? What's the certain one that leads you when looking at any product?
I mean, I think it depends on the product, right? Like Kratom specifically, there's different laws in different states. It's not federally regulated. So, and I mean, even here in Florida now, there's a new law that every can or every product has to have parts per million on it. Like things are changing really fast. I think the first thing that is the most important is just age requirement. It's 18 in some states, 21 in other states, and there's been Kratom products that have crushed over the last few years that don't even say Kratom on the bottle or the can, which I think is just, I don't think you can lie to people anymore. I don't think that you can bullshit the audience, right? And so I think you just have to be forthcoming of what the product is, what's in it, and what it's going to do.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I answer it also kind of a slightly different way. I think what I value most when I look at a product now is specificity, right? Rather than throwing 500 different claims onto a product, owning one claim really, really well. As a portfolio company at AMASS, we're really relentless about product superiority. And so what I'm always asking myself is this claim earned or is it borrowed? And, for me, what you always want to lead with is your differentiator. So, all of our products make claims that our competitors can make. Good Twin, our non-alcoholic wine, is organic. Our THC cocktail After Dream has L-theanine and lion's mane mushroom. So do many of our competitors. But what we lead with is what is actually ownable to us. So in those instances, it might be things like our wine is authentically made in Italy with real Prosecco grapes. That is a claim that cuts through the noise because no one else is claiming that. Yes, we have all these other claims behind it to back it up, but those are secondary. So I would say, always leaning into the claim that sets you apart. Maybe it's that you include some functional element at a higher level of efficacy than everyone else. I think that's a huge opportunity, and I'm sure we'll probably go more into that. To me, is kind of the recommended strategy and what makes me lean in.
I have to agree with both of you, and I feel like piggybacking off of what you said of and I said this at the beginning, whatever you're making the claim as, follow through with it.
Yeah.
That's, at the end of the day, I think that's the thing that matters most.
That's good. Alex, you did mention the word functional in there, and so that might be different definitions for everybody. And sometimes that term in this industry could be fluff in itself. How would you guys describe the word functional in any of your drinks?
Y'all can take that one.
For me, at least in the world of adult social beverages, I interpret it usually as a feeling, right? Something that emulates that feeling. I'm not, in performance, beverage, for example, where I think it probably has a very different connotation.
And I think it's also, you are able to still function when you're having these beverages. It's not like alcohol where when you drink alcohol, it's going to inebriate you and it's going to impair your judgment or whatever. But you're actually going to be able to function on them. And they're oftentimes going to enhance some of your functions even more.
Do THC products use the word functional? I don't even know.
I have seen some
You
that
have?
are infused with energy.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there's many different routes to go with this,
Yeah.
but you yourself, Nico, have been in the Hollywood seat. You've seen it on that lens as well. So
I know
you're
what it means to lie to people. Yeah.
well, I was going to say you see this more as a storytelling, right? There's big misconception with just the word kratom itself. Is there anything that you just want to debunk right now?
Yeah, I really set out on a mission to not just launch a drink. I'm trying to rebrand a plant that's been around for a very, very long time and has a troubled history internationally and also here in the States. In 2016, there was an attempted federal ban on all of kratom in the United States. It's the only time in history the DEA tried to ban a plant and then rescinded the ban because so many people gathered together and was like, we need this plant to survive. And a lot of people use kratom on a daily basis, right? And the differentiation between 7-OH, which is a new synthetic alkaloid, it's not entirely new. It's been around for a minute now, but Kratom is built on 40 plus different alkaloids that make up the full plant experience. And someone figured out how to synthesize one alkaloid called 7-O-hydroxymitragynine and have been selling it in high doses and still calling it Kratom. And it's so far from the true plant that it's really just, it's giving the entire Kratom industry a bad name. I mean, even in Florida here, 7-OH was banned not that long ago, and because it's not federally regulated, there's different laws in different places, and it's just kind of messy right now. And I think people assume that Kratom is wildly dangerous. And I've used Kratom daily for years. I have a lot of friends and family members that have. And if you take Kratom responsibly, like anything, it's not dangerous. Can it be at some point? Yeah, for sure. But anything can be, right? I mean, technically, Kratom is in the same family as coffee, right? I mean, talk to somebody who drinks coffee all day, every day, and take it away from them and see what happens. For real.
Yeah, I tried that for a month, and now we're back to drinking coffee. But you guys take me through your journey, like starting off your sobriety walk. What was it like going and finding alternative beverages? Was it easy? Was there any confusion? Was there any fear mongering that happened through it?
I'll take this one first. As someone, again, a decade behind the bar, I was crafting cocktails for so long. So for me, it was trying to find and try all these non-alcoholic spirits and then try to remake some of my favorite cocktails. But then on the flip side of that, it was trying a lot of these social tonics and non-alcoholic cocktails in the cans and like starting to figure out, okay, these ones are really good, these ones are really bad, and then also what claims they're making and that sort of thing. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot available 11 years ago when I got sober from alcohol. I mean, you know, the nootropics and adaptogens, they weren't really being sold in cans or in bottles. And NA beers existed, but it wasn't at all what it is today. I saw a giant white space in the market. I just didn't understand why THC companies and Kratom companies weren't marketing these products as true alcohol alternatives. The fact that there's never been a Kratom beer, non-alcoholic, was just like, it's mind-boggling to me. And I've been dreaming about it forever, and I just decided I was going to do it myself, you know? And it's been cool to watch. It's been really, really cool. There's a lot of people that are doing very interesting things in, you know, all of the functional spaces, but I think there's still a lot to be done.
Yeah, I'm certain there's a lot of people that are happy to have you guys break into this industry too.
Yeah.
Alex, when it comes to seeing consumers purchase, do you think they're going after more of the ingredients or the marketing behind it, the outcome in general?
I think they come for the outcome and they stay for the ingredients. Right? I think it's the benefit that's being communicated to them that gets them to pick the product up. But obviously, consumers are becoming way more savvy about what is actually in their products, and they're turning over, you know, to the back of the can, the back of the bottle. They're reading the ingredients, and that's what's getting them to actually make the final purchase, or, you know, alternatively just stay with the product moving forward. So I think there's just going to be increased scrutiny, increased customer awareness. That's good, right? And I think that's where you're going to see also the legitimate brands, you know, playing the long game versus the short game of a lot of this deception that we unfortunately see and really kind of hurts everyone.
Have you guys been seeing the same as well? I really do like that of they're staying for the outcome and staying for the ingredient. That's I think that goes in with every fitness industry too, right? Like anybody that's stepping into the gym, sure, you want to look chiseled and stunning and gorgeous and camera ready, but it takes hard work and it takes an interest in the first place. So I think that's a really good point. I do want to have some fun right now. And I actually want everybody else to participate too. So we're going to do thumbs up, thumbs down, okay? And I'm just going to list a few terms, and you guys tell me thumbs up if it's functional or thumbs down if it's fluff.
Cool.
Okay? Are we all good? Okay. Adaptogens, thumbs up or down? Okay. Nootropics. Cortisol lowering. Those are terms that I have seen. Ooh, Ooh, that's a big one. Okay. Gut health.
I'm
Yikes. That one's my industry, guys. That one really taps in with me. Okay. Mushroom blends.
Yeah.
Okay. Clean energy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you on that. I'm going to pause the game really quick. I'm with you on that because what does that mean?
Clean means nothing anymore, in my opinion.
That's okay. We're going to pick up the game again. But why?
It's been overused in too many contexts. What means clean to one person is not clean to another. You know, the other one that's connected to this, maybe this is on your list, like no sugar. That's the other one that really gets me, right? Because I would rather take a spoonful of sugar or honey any day over a spoonful of stevia.
All day. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's.
We are no sugar and no stevia, nothing, and that's just
Easy plug.
plug in that right there.
And it's also like some of the claims for clean, there's no rigorous standard that they have to meet. Like I know with organic, for example, like there's
But even that still.
I mean,
is
yes,
up for
even
grabs.
exactly. But I'm like, what are you having to meet to put that on the label?
Yeah.
What regulations
Yeah.
are
Right.
even out there for clean?
Yeah.
Does that mean like the can got cleaned or the actual ingredient,
That's
you know?
a good point. Good point.
Okay, going back to the game. Alcohol free with mood boost. Alex is our girl. you're not for these claims at all.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
For the mood boost one, I'm going to say it is a very legitimate outcome and it is possible. But way too many players in this category the drinks are completely inept.
Yeah.
They have such small trace amounts of all of these ingredients, they will do nothing.
But I'll say when you do find ones that
Yes.
actually
That do.
make the
Yes.
promise, you're like, oh my
Sure.
goodness. Like
Sure.
there's a few brands that I've tried, and like recently it was Curious Elixirs, and they had one that had like Kana and California Poppy, and I remember drinking it, and I was like, oh my, I am feeling
You actually
something
feel
from it, and it was nice, but like you said, most of the claims
Most
are
of them
false.
Yeah, most of the claims are completely false. Like I say like putting ashwagandha in your drink is like putting and saying that it's a stress reliever is like putting a raisin in a cookie and saying, oh, this is fruit. Like it is. You can't just sprinkle all these things in small amounts for marketing and they don't actually do anything.
I mean, I think it's hard because all these ingredients are so relative to the person's own biology and how sensitive they are, right? Like, somebody can drink one can of this and, have a whole experience, and other people can go through 12 and be like, what's going on,
Well, and then it's like the potency too.
Right.
Like you're saying, like how much? Because there's some drinks I've had where clearly they threw in just a little ashwagandha,
Just so
but
they
then
could say it.
but
yeah.
then like other ones where I've drank one can of something and I'm like, oh my goodness, like I definitely feel chilled out.
Also depends on how much you've eaten that day, how much water you've drinking, right?
Okay, I'll try Kratom after this. I have an empty
I got you.
stomach.
I'll send you a
We'll see how
couple
this one
boxes.
goes. Okay, this one, I'm prepared for you to stand up here. Celebrity founded brands. I thought you were going to hit this couch and jump on.
I mean, is it functional? Can I function on a celebrity-driven brand? I'm going to say yes. I can function on it, no problem.
Calling this one out again. Low sugar drinks.
No.
All natural. Biohacking.
No.
Okay, well, I got to find a different industry. Okay, I'll end it with this. 5 years from now, what functional claim do we not only want regulated, but seen on every single drink, every can, every packaging? What's that claim?
I think for me, I don't know if it has to be on every single can, but I know like I'm a huge advocate for the adaptogens and the nootropics, and like we've been using plants for tens of thousands of years. Like your beverage is made from a plant. So I think the more that we can remember plants are medicine, we've been using them as remedies and elixirs for thousands of years, and I think that they're not going anywhere. And maybe we do need regulation on it, or maybe we just need more education and like transparency on how much they're actually putting in the beverages.
Yeah, there's two ideas out there. One, usually on a nutritional table you see like percent of daily value. It would be cool to see like percent of efficacy, like because there are set parameters for what is like an efficacious amount of a functional ingredient. That would be cool. And then in the alcohol space, I would love for you to actually have to have a nutritional table and a list of ingredients on your product.
That's wild.
It's
It's not a
wild
thing.
to me that you don't have to
never
put
thought
like
about
the calories or I don't know.
Why is that?
I don't know, but it blows my mind.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because there's no like ingredient label on like a vodka bottle or a wine bottle.
What is
and
that,
I've always
beer?
thought that.
And not wine? Not wine?
Do you
There's-
think
there's
it
no
might be
ingredient
just because of
list
the
on there.
wheat behind it? Like there's an additional substance that could be used for ingredients for cooking. So for drinks, it's not as heavily regulated.
Yeah, but there's a lot of drinks that are derived from wheat too,
Right?
like whiskey.
Yeah. And beer, too. I mean,
Yeah,
there's wheat
exactly.
beers.
Yeah, we got to do some investigation.
You just blew my mind. I think it just needs to say exactly what's in it. I think like so many drinks and products hide what products exist in their cans or bottles and make a ton of money doing it, right? It's like easy to get people hooked if they don't know what they're drinking. I just think there needs to be regulation, especially in Kratom, across the board. Like I'm all for federal regulation, especially in 7OH. I mean, that's an entirely separate conversation, but we need help with it in the Kratom space. It's been an uphill battle, and people need to know what they have and what they don't.
What are you guys excited to see most in this industry? Whether it's more people coming in or acceptance behind social drinking looking different. Maybe it's an activation of people switching their nightlife for daytime activities. What's that for you?
I think for me, for someone who spent so much time behind a bar, it's that we're gonna have more options available. I know every time I've visited Europe, they already have, and I have a friend that lives in Sweden, and they already have so many options there. Like when you go, they have a non-alcoholic wine, and at least like one or two on the menu. They have non-alcoholic spirits, and I think we have been a little bit slow to adapting to that, but we're starting to, and it's nice to be able to have those options when you go out, and you don't just have to have a non-alcoholic mojito or like a Shirley Temple. You want like something that's going to stand up to what you used to be able to drink.
Yeah, and that you feel too. You know, I think so many of the options are just placeholders, and they just never did it for me. You know.
There's also like an interesting blending that you're seeing now between social occasion, wellness occasion, and those two things are starting to intersect.
Yeah.
And I think that's really cool. Whether that's because you are having kind of a functional beverage in both contexts, or even I think we were talking about this on the phone the other day, you're seeing kind of this movement where like people are working out together because that's becoming such a big piece of people's lifestyles, and then they want to, you know, go to a bar afterwards or go to a coffee shop afterwards and like have this shared experience. So I think it's going to be really interesting. I think these categories are going to stop being so segmented. They're going to start to blend together, and you're going to see more fluidity of how people are consuming these beverages at 3 p.m., 9 p.m., etc. I think it's going to open up a lot of opportunity.
I'm excited about the plants that have been around forever that nobody's even talking about right now. You know, I mean, even you saying Kana and California poppy, like there are so many plants all over the world that have been used for hundreds, if not thousands of years that most people have no idea exist. And I think the collab between the beverage space and what's happening in tech and AI and quantum computing and what doors will open and possibilities of alkaloids and cannabinoids and plants that, you know, have existed forever will be able to be in a can or a bottle. I'm super pumped on that.
Well, too, and then we're coming back to nature
Exactly.
and like using these
Yeah,
things that we've always
exactly.
been using.
Yeah. And not creating, you know, synthetic versions of these things that are perfect as is. Plants are spirits, right? And if we can figure out how to interact with them in healthy ways, the future is bright.
No, I agree with that completely. I'm more excited, speaking for myself, of just seeing that run clubs are a thing and those are alternative functional drinks are available and just picking up where we left off before. Like all of these things are available to us and accessible. The elimination of all the fear mongering, I'm ready to kick to a curb. I want things to be more accessible for the health and wellness industry, and I think there's more. There's definitely more that alternative beverages can do and can be a part of, and that includes in people's homes. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me today. This is fantastic. And I think we can all agree transparency matters, resources matter, and just education overall about everything that we put in our bodies and project to the world. So thank you.
Thank you. That was
Thank
great.
you.
There we go. So yeah, we'll do a little Q&A, and I'll kick it off since I have the mic. I was an early adopter when it came to Kratom, and it was just recreationally. It wasn't a sobriety journey or anything like that. Just Miami tends to have Kratom bars, and they make nice drinks with fruit juices and stuff. They let you sit out there and roll up and have a drink, and that's my jam. But I found that as I got into Kratom and Kava, and now the Kana is coming out strong, and all these other alternatives. Even being in the industry, I don't necessarily know what I'm looking for, and so like when I see a Kratom drink, I'm a little bit afraid of it because I don't know the difference between the different Kratoms. And then Kana, I want to try it because I keep hearing about it, and I love the idea of going to an herbal drink, but I don't know what to do with it. So every brand can educate, but what is going to like really crack the code when it comes to the consumers to educate consumers, and at least how do consumers know what this can is going to do to me, or how much I should use caution in a product? Is it about just going super low dose on the products so no one has to be afraid, or is there a way that you see that the market can be educated widely so everyone can understand? Because I'll tell you, I think with my friends, the biggest fear is just they don't want to drink something and get just trashed on some herb they don't know. They'd rather stick with what they know.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Not to put you on the spot, but
I would say for us with the THC, right? The strategy has been twofold. One, we did focus on lower dosages to start, and it's been interesting in direct to consumer. That has proven out to be a really good strategy, because when you think about the way in which people discover the product, right? You get an ad for something that's microdosed. It's 2 milligram. It feels a little bit less scary versus when you're in wholesale in a store and someone's in that shelf, right? They are looking for their 10 milligram, right? So we have those options. So I would say, like, I agree with you. I think part of it is like offering those entry level opportunities. The second is like we have done a lot of kind of educational content because we have kind of a botanist behind After Dream. We've done a lot of content with her. We've actually seen a lot of success from doing blog posts. So we've done blog posts where we answer kind of like common questions about like, how will this make me feel? Like, how much should I start with? And these have actually been really good from SEO perspective. So something to consider if you guys haven't yet. It's like, what are people Googling about this as they're trying to discover, and creating content about that? It's actually been a huge driver to our website. So I would say those are the two strategies that have worked for us.
I mean, the Kratom Google search is abysmal. I mean, it is just terrifying, right? An entry-level dose, I would say, is very important. You walk into a kava bar, right, and there's no universal language for dosing on kava or kratom or kana or any of the other plants and mushrooms that people use. So, I mean, I think there should be more regulation